I think if you're in your 20s, you have it better than ever. Because like I said, nowadays you got AI, you got ChatGPT, digital products. Well, let's say passive income is basically money that you're making like just on like autopilot, money that you're going to be making month after month, all for like one initial investment. You can use ChatGPT. You can go to ChatGPT, install a plugin, and just say, hey, write me an ebook on affiliate marketing, right? How can I become successful in affiliate marketing? Make an ebook, make it 15 chapters, right? And it's going to write it out. You don't want to just sit there and just do just that, right? Falling back on some bills and stuff. And then, like I said, it wasn't until like my I had an ex-girlfriend that destroyed my house. Destroyed my house and my car. Now I'm going to the dealerships and they're basically telling me I'm not approved for this car. Like, man, they gave me a check. I'm going to the dealership. All these dealerships are telling me no, like you can't get approved.
What did you do to the girl?
I just broke up with her.
Oh.
I mean, the thing is,
she just break up with her? That's
listen,
it?
she trying to go in the house. I'm like, you're not coming up in here. So basically she got mad because she couldn't come in the house. My neighbor had to come and get her. She watched me and decided to see when I left for work. And one day she ended up breaking up in the house and destroying everything. And like I said, I didn't do nothing but just leave her. So
that don't sound like just a leave.
Listen, that's her young and dumb. You know what I'm saying? That's realistically her young and dumb. Millionaires spend thousands to become millionaires, but the mindset might sound bad, but broke people want to spend nothing but expect to be rich. Like I said, instead of that $297 to go to InvestFest, they'd rather go ahead and buy some sneakers. You know what I'm saying?
What's good, y'all? Welcome back to another episode of the Young and Dumb Show. We are back again. You already know this is the #1 show for Gen Z. We dropping gems all day, giving y'all the plays on how to really get to this bag, start your career. So I'm here with Mr. Jaron Hicks. He's the credit repair and business funding specialist. And we about to talk about it. Like, I'm really excited. And you also do digital products. So I'm excited to understand that space. I have my first little digital product, but I really want to get to the bag and really see what's going on. I help my audience get to the bag. So let's talk about it, right? So on the show, we're talking to young people, right? We're talking to ages between like 16, 25 area, right? And at this age level, we are inspired by people who make money. We are inspired by people who have successful careers, people who have families, right? But we also understand how can we get there too, right? And not just like the quick 60-second way that social media be telling us, like, what's the real source? Yeah. So you got to give it to us. So how you feeling today?
I'm feeling really good. You know, I'm here. I'm glad to be here. And thanks for letting me come down here. So
I appreciate you for coming on the platform. All right. So Jaron Hicks, before I ask you all the nitty and gritty questions, how did you get started in this business?
The credit business, you know what I mean? We got to go back a little ways. So first of all, we on here, right? I bought my first house at 21. All right. I'm 35
I'm 21. Now. Teach me.
You're 21.
Teach
Okay,
me.
cool. Perfect. So listen, check this out, right? So I don't know what it was. I just had this specific mindset. I don't know. I never rented. I never, had an apartment or nothing like that. Nothing's bad. That's typically where everybody starts off with. But I just had this mindset that, I wanted to own some property. I want to be able to invest and maybe take it, years later on down the road, actually flip it. Right. So one thing that I actually ran into was during this time, I was 20. At the first time I tried to do it, I was 20 years old, right? But I didn't have no credit, right? I had a good credit score. Credit score was like it was a 738, but I didn't have no actual credit profile, right? So, I was young, and working a job wasn't really making a lot of money at the time. I was working at Dish Network, making when I actually bought the house, I was working at Comcast, and long story short, is we just talking about the intro. I bought a house when I was very young. Right, 21, went through a situation where I ended up messing up my credit, right? And then from there, 2020, COVID happened. Everybody lost their jobs, income went down, credit went to trash. So it was like, at this point, you got to figure out ways to actually make it for the income. So I'm, I was in the process of buying my next house, right? Had I built from the ground up, and I had to find a way to make ends meet, right? So I started doing tinting windows. I was doing it back in high school. And then I said, what is something I can teach anybody from anywhere in the world? That's something that I'm really good at, that I can actually be passionate about. And sure enough, it was credit. And it went from credit to learning about business credit, and then using business credit to teach people how to invest into passive income opportunity. Because that's really what it's all about. You know what I'm saying? Just making money in your sleep.
That's a fact. All right. So at Do you still have the house that you built when you were 21?
The house that I built was that was like two years ago. I closing the house in 2021, right? The house that I built, I sold. I mean, my second house I had built, right? My first house that I bought, I sold that at like 2-3 months after I bought my new house.
Okay.
So now I don't have no more.
So you held it for how long?
Yeah, up until from 21 to 32.
Wow.
21 to 33.
So how much did you buy the house for, and how much were you able to sell it?
All right, so bought the house. It's a foreclosed property. It's $200,000. This is out in Maryland. All right, this is when like the recession hit, and it was like an all-time low. Mm-hmm. And all I had to do really out of my pocket, because during this time there was Obama had a first-time home buyer's credit. This is back in 2009. I had to come with my pocket out of $8,000. And the home buyer's credit, the first-time home buyer's credit, actually gives you half the deposit towards it. So
only $4,000.
Well, no. So I had 8. They had 8. So the total deposit was $16,000.
Wow. Okay. So being though you were 21 years old, right? I'm 21 right now. What are some of the things that you needed to prepare yourself to buy that house, right? Because there's some people who are 20, 21 right now. They have these admirations, but it's just like, all right, what can I really do right now?
I mean, one of the biggest cheat codes, honestly, is just leveraging credit. Credit is not something that they actually teach you. I know, you're 21. You just came out of, your college and high school. You're still in college, right?
No, I graduated.
You graduated. Okay, mm-hmm. Cool. I mean, did you ever take a class on like financial literacy?
My major was business, so I did have one finance class.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, see, in high school though, I don't think there's no classes on financial literacy in high school. So if you didn't go to college, then you wouldn't know nothing about credit, right? So one of the things I say, like I said, is being able to leverage like other people's money. Most people are taught that, okay, work your way up and save up some money so that you can go ahead and just buy a house, right? But the cheat code is knowing how to actually build up credit, put trade lines on there, get your credit card, get like 4 or 5 trade lines on there, and just, like I said, apply for credit, get a 750 credit score, and, get money now as opposed to waiting 10 years to save up $50K. You can go and get $50K with a credit card and use that to invest in like ads, marketing, hiring, recruiting, have a team working for you. And most importantly, really is personal development.
That's a fact. So I have good credit. Mm-hmm. I have good credit. I have some money saved up. What would be the steps for me? Like what would be some things, right, that you would suggest that I do to get into? Because I know some people that are in similar situations where they have good credit, but it's just like, I don't know what to do. Okay, cool.
Check this out, right? Having a good credit score is one thing, but having a good credit profile is another, right? Credit profile is going to be more important because me, like I said, when I initially tried to get my house the first time, I had a 738 credit score when I was 20 years old. The first time I actually was denied because I didn't have no credit profile.
What is a credit profile?
Credit profile, things like say you got credit cards, if you got a car loan, anything that's pretty much underneath of your credit profile. Trade lines is, like I said, it's accounts. It can be, you can even, like, say for instance, if your mom has good credit, you can actually get her to add you is what they call as an authorized user. So if she got good credit history, she can add you on there. All right. If you're paying rent, right? If you're paying rent and you've been paying rent for over 2 years, you can actually get that added on your credit profile and backdated 2 years. If you don't have no kind of, never had a credit card, you can actually get it's called the extra debit card. You can go to eCredible. It's a website you can go to. Just credit builder cards, because your profile, it's like, think about it like this, right? Although you might have a 700, say you got a 700 credit score, but you've never borrowed over $1,000, right? And you go to the bank, you try to ask them for $50K. The banks don't know whether you're going to pay that money back or not. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? You never had that much money before. So, they might tell you no. So get credit cards, make sure you're paying them back, be responsible with it. You really just start building up your credit profile, because your profile is going to be more important than anything.
That's a fact. All right. So we're going to get back to the credit, but I want to talk about passive income, right? Because I feel like we live in this day and age where we see people making all this money online. And I feel like there's enough room for us to all eat online, right? So one, clarify what is passive income and what are some ways people in their 20s can start making passive income?
just I think if you're in your 20s, you have it better than ever. Because like I said, nowadays you got AI, you got Chat GPT, digital products. Well, let's say passive income is basically money that you're making like just on autopilot, money that you're going to be making month after month, all for like one initial investment. When you have to go to work and you have to physically be there to make $500 a day or $1,000 a day or $200 a day, that's not passive income. Passive income, like this, I'm just give you an example. All right, I had a client. I was able to get her approved for a $50,000 credit card. She used that credit card to go out and buy vending massage chairs. And with those vending massage chairs, she would put them in like areas like rest stops, casinos, barbershops, whatever the case may be, right? Each one of them was making her anywhere between $700 to $1,300 a month. Every single month, that's going to add up to about $20,000 a month, right? Without her actually physically doing anything else.
Wow, she just bought the chairs and then put it in a location.
She did her initial investment.
Those are like the chairs that we see in like the malls and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm. Yep, you put the quarters in there. Yep. And I just told her to make things work, also leverage other people, right? Not just only other people's money, but other people. She paid a guy $5,000 a month to go out there and collect it. So mind you, if she bringing in $15,000 and after, like I said, like that's like the revenue, right? Mm-hmm. 15, 30, 45, 60, just after 4 months, now she's up 10K. Now she got money that she's making for the rest of her life without even having to physically even be there or do anything. So that's pretty much the gist of like what passive income is.
Okay. So what are some, he like, how can I do that? What are some things that legit businesses or just different ideas that people in their 20s can do to get passive income?
One thing that I really love and I'm really big on is digital products, ebooks, right? So, I mean, me, like, I got my credit business, I'm talking about like anywhere from personal credit to business credit. I even have ebooks on making passive income, right? So say, for instance, you got a good skill set, you got good expertise. Let's just say you cut hair, right? You cut hair, you see a lot of times these people on they post reels about, hey, this is a $200 haircut. Here's a $300 haircut. Here's how I made $5,000, in a week just from cutting hair, right? There's going to be people that's going to be watching you every single day. They're admiring you, right? Mm-hmm. They want to do exactly what you do. Mm-hmm. So if you're making money, basically being there, you're doing the work, you're doing the labor, right? Why not make money teaching others how to do the same thing? And the best thing about it being a digital product, you make it one time and it's going to make you money over and over and over. Right? So
how do you create these ebooks? Like, what are some softwares, platforms to create ebooks? Because I think we see people doing it, but it's just like, all right, how do I do that? Yeah. Because I could be good at something, but that don't mean I know how to make the ebook. Yeah,
for sure. Actually, it's a lot easier than what you think. Again, let's just go back to, the ultimate cheat code. You can use Chat GPT, right? You can go to Chat GPT, install a plugin, and just say, hey, write me an ebook on, affiliate marketing, right? How can I become successful in affiliate marketing? Make an ebook, make it 15 chapters, right? And it's going to write it out, right? Now, you don't want to just sit there and just do just that, right? You obviously want to go through, you want to fact check it, right? Because everything that goes on Chat GPT is not going to be, 100% accurate, right? Yeah. So still don't just do that. And then, it could be plagiarism as well, right? That's one way. But I would just say use Chat GPT as a tool. Don't use it as, it's like a calculator, right? Calculator, it's there to assist you get your numbers quicker, but it's not going to give you the full answer, right? You got softwares, go high level, right? You want the stuff to be automated, right? So go high level. That's what I use. You can make your funnels. You want to make it easier for somebody to go through it. Because like I said, most people from back in the day, make a website. But if you got so many different options, hey, click here to learn more about this. Click here to book a link.
What's good, y'all? Are y'all having a hard time starting conversations in large rooms? Do you need to find more effective ways to draw attention to yourself without wearing a fancy outfit? I figured out a hack. You need some Financial Revolution merch. Everything is a staple piece that represents Black wealth. You are what you wear, so make sure you join the rest of the billionaires and get some FR merch. We have hoodies, sweatsuits, t-shirts, and much more. Make sure you visit www.financialrevolutionn.com and use code podcast for a special 10% off. Again, go to www.financialrevolutionn.com and use code podcast for a special 10% off. Let's get it, y'all. All right, not to cut you off, but what is a funnel? Right?
Funnel.
Because I didn't know what a funnel was until like maybe like 4 or 6 months ago.
Yeah.
So really break down what is a funnel and how is it useful in your business or whatever you create.
Okay, cool. So funnel, I would say funnel is like a fancy term. You know, this guy, if you know this guy named Russell Brunson, he's the guy that kind of like created a funnel. It's really a website, but the difference between like a website and a funnel is really designed to basically direct the user directly to where they need to be. All right. You don't want to have them 20 different ways to get in. So a funnel, it's going to have the landing page. It's going to have a lead capture page. So basically somebody comes to it. So let's say you give them a free lead magnet, right? And what a lead magnet is, because I know some of y'all listening, what's a lead magnet? What's that, right?
Yeah.
So a lead magnet is basically something that's going to be, you know, you can make it free or you can make it really cheap, $27. $27 is the magic number, right? And it can be about any topic that you want somebody to learn about, right? That's going to catch their attention. Very important is going to be the hook. Everybody's attention span these days is 5 seconds. Like, you know, you got to catch their viewers' attention within the first 5 seconds. Hook them in. Tell them a little bit about your product. Give them a free sample. It's the law of reciprocation. You're right. You want them to be willing to learn, you know, a little bit more about your product, right? That's going to give them a lead capture, right? Lead capture means you're getting their information, their email address, their phone number, and their name, right? Because the thing about selling digital products, right? Typically, I mean, digital products can sell a little bit quicker, but when you have a brand, it typically takes like 7 touch points, right? Somebody sees it one time. They might be in a grocery store. They don't have no time to go back to it. So they see your name, they see your brand, but you want to continue to retarget them so you can use, you know, you want to catch their information, you know, get back to them later on, right? Next page is going to be, you know, your landing page. Landing page is going to pretty much be about your product. You can put client testimonials on there. You can put, you know, literally everything about yourself so they know who you are, like what makes you credible. And then from there, you know, if they want to go a little bit more, I always suggest, realistically, you want to have an upsell, one-time offer, right? Hey, you know, thank you for grabbing this, but hey, listen, if you really want to go ahead and accelerate your results, here's this one-time offer. It's only going to be available when you click on this page, and you want to use reverse psychology when you're doing this, all right? Yes, I want to be able to make money in my sleep with this digital product, right? Because I want to be rich and not broke. Or no, you know, if they select the answer that says no, nope. I want to continue being broke, you know, living at home with mommy for the rest of my life, right? It's about that reverse psychology. Now, average person, they don't want to click the button. If they know they're trying to do better in life, they don't want to hit the button that says, no, I want to be broke at home living with mom. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So you got to have copyright, right? You got to have reverse, you know, psychology that's into it. That's all the stuff that's going to be broken down in the funnel. So that's the upsell. If for some reason they decide they don't want to take that offer, right? Now you take them to a next page, which is going to be a downsell. Downsell is, again, it's the last chance. Hey, listen, you know, I know you really want to go ahead and be rich. You're tired of living at home, blah, blah, blah. Listen, I'm going to give you one more opportunity to go ahead and get this. But this time, instead of being $27, I'm going to give it to you for $17. All right. Now you're going to be like, damn, I would feel crazy not to take this. $17, like for me to go to the, you know, one drink at the bar, you know what I'm saying? 21, going out with my friends, you know, I can go out there and make some money. You know what? Let me go ahead and take this. Now you get them that. And then now next is going to be your thank you page. So basically, long story short, because we'd be here for hours just talking about what a funnel is, right? Funnel basically just directs the client or whoever it is that you're trying to target directly to where they need to get to, right? And as opposed to just, here's this page with all this information on there and it's just not going to convert well. So funnels, you can use go high level. You know, a lot of people use click funnels, but me, I like go high level because you can use it for everything.
That was a lot. So I'm gonna just break that down. So just to be clear, so a funnel is basically, in layman's terms, like you're taking your customer down a funnel, right? So you start off with a page where it's like, hey, this is my product. You draw them in. That's that clickbait thing, right? And then now you take them to a page where the landing page where you're getting their information, right? So now it's like you're getting their phone number, their everything. So now they're on your like subscription service or whatever, where like now you're constantly in their face because you're sending emails, right? And then you want to get them to buy the product, right? So you're showing them, all right, this is the product, this is how it works, right? So, and a lot of times I see people run like ads on Instagram with these funnels, and then let's say they just click next or whatever, or they swipe out. Y'all send an email or something like, hey, you left this or you forgot to do this. I'm about to, like you said, I'm gonna give it to you for a cheaper price. So it's basically just you going down, sending your customer or your client down a journey, a funnel of different things to get them to buy the product. And brands use it and companies use that on us all the time. Now we have to start thinking, how can we use that ourselves to really get our customers to buy into our product? Yeah. Right? So yeah, that's definitely game, because I saw it happening to me so many times. I knew it was bad when I sat and watched a 10-minute video one time. Yeah. Somebody had a 10-minute video on a fat burner product. Yeah. And I sat and I watched that product. I mean, that video for 10 minutes straight. And I watched the testimonials, everything. And I was like, oh, shoot, I done got so many subscriptions to these funnels. So like, I was like, nah, I have to do this.
Look, check this out, right? You've been on a plane before, right?
Yeah.
You know, they start off with this. Hey, you want to upgrade your seat? Another inch of leg room. You know what I'm saying? You want to add this? You want to add this? Check your bags. That's the same thing as like a funnel. They start you off with, it's only going to cost you $100. But then by the time you're all said and done, you got insurance in case you missed a flight. You know what I'm saying? Now you end up paying $300-$400. And you're like, damn. Yep. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's a funnel too. But you didn't realize you was a victim of it.
Exactly. And what they do is they make you feel like whatever you have to get is necessary.
Yeah.
And it's almost like a dang. Should I get the insurance?
You would be crazy.
What if this happens? What if this happens? What if that happens?
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. I definitely agree.
For sure.
Right. So okay. So when do you recommend someone to get a funnel?
As soon as you possibly can. You know, because if you're just starting off, right, you don't necessarily know when you first start. Because I know when I first started my business, I didn't have a funnel. All right, I was doing everything through Instagram. I was just responding back to DMs. But once you really started making, let me just say you're making over $5K a month, maybe, possibly. Maybe that's a good number to say, because you want to be able to, again, follow what your leads. You're not going to remember everybody else. You want to have automation so that, say, after 10, 15 days, send them a follow-up message, right? Or again, holidays come, Christmas. Hey, here's a Christmas special, my thank you to you. Or, if you get somebody's birthday, hey, it's your birthday, I want to go and give you a special gift. Those are the advantages of having a funnel. So, I mean, the sooner that you can get a funnel, the better off you can be. I mean, I would say right now, if you can actually afford it. But
how much does it cost?
Anywhere it's like, typically on average about $97 a month.
All right, so it's like a subscription service.
Subscription service. Yeah.
So you get unlimited funnels.
Yeah, yeah. So if you're doing like go high level, they start off at $97. Me personally, I pay $497 because what I also do is I provide a service for them as well. And I build their funnels so they can actually like go through me, and I can manage other people's pages, build like their automations. And if you go like with ClickFunnels, the difference with ClickFunnels is, I mean, they're about $297 a month, but it doesn't have all the other stuff, and it don't have like the email marketing. You got to have like 5 different other software just for it to work. Go high level, you can make a phone call from it. You can, put your digital products on there. You can have your funnels. Like it's basically it's all in one tool.
Okay.
Your courses, you can put your courses on there too.
So I want to get back to the business real quick. You weren't always doing credit.
Nope.
Right. You fairly new, because you said 2021. That's a couple of years ago. Mm-hmm. How was that transition? What are some of the things that you did to learn, the credit business and things like that?
Some of the things that I've learned, I mean, is just, like I said, it's easy. It's easy to build your credit, but it's hard. Like once you mess it up, it's trying to remove negative items to get your score back up.
But where'd you learn this information?
Oh, where did I learn it? Mm-hmm. I've been one of the guys, I've just always been like self-taught. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Like the things that I had to learn was more or less how to actually run a business. Sometimes I would learn stuff from my actual clients. They would say, hey, what about this? What about this? And I'd be like, huh? That's a thing. And I might look it up myself. You know what I'm saying? When it came to the actual credit stuff, I never had a mentor for the credit. Mm-hmm. Right now, I had a mentor as far as like running a business. I had a mentor as far as like, sales, just last year I invested $50K into personal development to basically learn how to build a team. Cause, but a lot of the credit stuff was kind of like self-taught through like trial and error. Cause like I said, I messed up my credit, not intentionally, just falling back on some bills and stuff. And then like I said, it wasn't until like my ex, I had an ex-girlfriend that destroyed my house and my car. Now I'm going to these dealerships and they're basically telling me that I'm not approved for this car. Like, man, they gave me a check. I'm going to the dealership. All these dealerships are telling me no, like you can't get approved. Places that did approve me, the interest rates were crazy high. So I'm like, wow, I never want to be in a situation ever again.
What did you do to the girl?
I just broke up with her.
Oh.
I mean, the thing is,
What,
you know,
she was break up with her. That's
listen, I was let me see, I was like 20 some 22, 23 or something like that. But that matter of fact, this happened in 2014. So this was 10 years ago. Yeah, 10 years ago. But I mean, you know, she was doing her stuff, you know what I'm saying? And I broke up with her, and like I said, I guess she claimed she left something at the house. She left a remote control, like a GameCube, like now what's that little thing that was with the little stick, some kind of GameCube thing? The Wii. Mm-hmm. Yeah, she claimed she left the Wii controller, right? Because, you know, she used to live there and I kicked her out or whatever. And again, this is a full year later. All right, a full year later after I broke up with her, she decided on Valentine's Day, mind you, I got another girlfriend, right? And she decided she wanted to just come over. I had my garage door wide open. It was snowing. I'm getting ready to take my girlfriend out for Valentine's Day. And, you know, I was like, what are you doing here? She trying to go up in the house. I'm like, you're not coming up in here. So basically she got mad because she couldn't come in the house. My neighbor had to come get her. She watched me and decided to see when I left for work. And one day she ended up breaking up in the house and destroying everything. And, you know, like I said, I didn't do nothing but just leave her. So
that don't sound like just a leave.
Listen, that's her young and dumb. You know what I'm saying? That's realistically her young and dumb. You know what I'm saying?
So have y'all ever spoken since that?
Yeah, we talk. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, you know, I've talked to her family afterwards. Was like, you know, hey, you know, we're sorry, this and that. I mean, it was dealing with like I wasn't playing. Like, you know, I called the cops and everything. You know, I got some of my stuff back, but you know, like I said, it's people who do some crazy stuff. It was her and her friend. Long story short, though, besides that, like my credit being messed up, I had to figure out how to actually fix my credit because, like I said, I knew the feeling of me being turned down for getting a car when it wasn't my fault. I knew I'd never want to be in that situation ever again. So I started, like I said, just working on my credit. And then, like I said, it wasn't until, like I said, when COVID hit and I really had to go out here and help figure out what I can do to help people on a bigger scale so they don't be in the same situation that I did. And that's what I got into. And it went from personal credit to investing in and teaching about how to do business credit. And then from the business credit, basically teaching them how to leverage their credit to invest in passive income opportunities. So that's actually where my passion is. Credit is cool, but everything, I don't care what you do in life, everything starts with credit, right? Even this studio that, you know, where we are right now, right? You know, you can use credit to literally get this. Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
That's a fact. You said you spent $50K on personal development. What's the importance of that personal development, right? Because I think, you know, I get it, and that's because I'm listening to people like you all the time. But some of my peers, I'm like, yeah, you know, they'll look at like a ticket for InvestFest, and they'll say, what, $295 or this much? That ain't enough, right? And they'll look at tickets to get into certain spaces and certain rooms, and they're like, what? I would never pay that. Why is it so expensive? But they'll have $300 sneakers, or $500 headband, or you know what I'm saying? So what is honestly happening in these rooms, or what is honestly going on? Like, why is personal development and investing that much money so important? And what is the value that you're getting out of that? Here's
the thing. When you're doing personal development, it's I say this all the time. It's like a GPS, right? Like I'm all the way out here in New York, right? It's a 4-hour drive. Now I know if I really wanted to get out here, right, I can just drive up north, right? But instead, what am I going to do? I'm going to take a shortcut. I'm not trying to take 2 or 3 days to get here. I'm not trying to go the wrong way. I'm not trying to be calling you and say, hey, I'm lost. You know what I'm saying? That time loss is money lost, right? So personal development is basically like a GPS because you don't want to wait 5 years to really start making the money. So basically what's inside of these rooms, right? When you actually pay for this information, you're paying for hey, this is what I did that caused me to lose $50,000 in this month. Hey, here is what don't work. Here is what's working in my multi-million-dollar business, right? It's the stuff that you're not going to find on YouTube, right? Most people, they don't want to spend no money, but you got to think about this theory, right? Billionaires spend millions to become billionaires. Millionaires spend thousands to become millionaires. But the mindset, this might sound bad, but broke people want to spend nothing but expect to be rich. Like I said, instead of that $297 to go to Invest Fest, they'd rather go ahead and buy some sneakers. You know what I'm saying? But you don't do that first. You go out there and you find the things that's going to make you that passive income, right? And you can use that to pay for your fun things, your toys, your Balenciagas and all that stuff, you know? So
that's a fact.
Yeah,
that's a fact.
It's you know, and you just got to know how to justify the cost. Like I said, if I charge you $5,000 right now, and I can tell you how to make additional, even if I just show you how to make additional $5,000 a month, that should be the best investment that you ever did. Because if you didn't spend that $5,000, you would still be making $1,000 a month. You know what I'm saying? So
that was a bar that you said too. You said billionaires spend millions to make billions. Millionaires spend thousands to make millions, and broke people spend nothing to try to look rich.
Yep.
Well, they spending something, but they spending it on the wrong things.
Stuff. Yeah.
On the wrong things.
They want to have the change to look good. You know what I'm saying? But it's not. Yeah.
That's a fact. But give us. All right. I want you to give us a little cheat code. Give us a little sauce, right? So you spent the $50K, right? What are the top 3 things that you learned in your personal development journey being in those rooms?
So this is what I did like I said, I didn't go for credit. Like I said, I was already good on the credit game, but for me, it was about building a team. So for the longest time, it was just me and 2 other people. I could just say it was 3. Well, I had 3 employees, right? So somebody said to me one day, they said, listen, you know, cause like I said, it might have been at this time, you know, I was averaging anywhere between like 50. I don't even know, like saying numbers on here, but guess what? Who cares, right? I was making anywhere between like $50,000 to $65,000 a month, right? So somebody said to me, listen, would you rather make 100% of $50,000 a month, or would you rather make 10% of $1 million a month? So when I sat back and I thought about it, I said 10% of $1 million a month is 100,000. But it also means that I don't have to do the work. So imagine basically, like, the ultimate thing is what I'm saying is like building a team, getting people that can work for you, because, you know, you're only one person. Like, you can only work for 80 hours. You know, don't try to do everything in your business. Don't be the marketer. Don't be, you know, don't run your ads. Don't be your salesperson. You can't do everything, because you're not going to ever have a break. There's times that I used to work, and you know, if a client call, like if they cancel the call, I'm actually happy that they canceled, because now I can go take a lunch break. Now I can, you know, go use the bathroom real quick, right? I was working too much. I was working more than a person that's working 9 to 5, you know what I'm saying? But what I learned was that, listen, I said to myself, I said, listen, if I can make $50,000 a month, like me personally in my business, right? They say that you can find somebody that can be at least 80% of what you can be. Nobody's ever going to be as good as you. Nobody's going to ever have the passion that you have in your own business, because the one, you built it, right? So if you can find somebody that's 80% of what you can do. So I just did some simple math. I said, okay, look, if I do 50K, if I can find somebody that can do $30,000 a month in sales, right?
That's 80,000.
Yep. So that's, you got 30,000, right? Now, if I hire, let's just say I hired 10 people, right? If I hired 10 people on my sales team, that's $300,000 in a month, right? Now, obviously, you know, you got to payroll, you got to pay people, right? So if I'm paying them, you know, if I'm paying them $10,000, which is a lot, right? But I'm saying if they making 30, I'm paying them 10, you know, that's a lot, right? So let's just say payroll for them is 100,000. They're bringing me in 300. That's $200,000 profit. Obviously, when you're running ads and stuff, you got to spend some money on ads, right? So let's just say ads cost, let's just say we go crazy and the other business expense costs 100,000. We still at $100,000, but guess what? Difference is I can sit back and I can do my own thing, right? So being able to leverage other people, being able to leverage, like, for instance, like people like overseas, you know, get yourself some virtual assistants, right? Like that's one of the biggest things that I really got out of that, really, and just how to run an actual a system, putting automations in place, you know. Again, AI is among us. Like, you got to keep up with the times. So, you know, what used to work last year don't work this year.
Stop playing. Stop playing. You playing around too much. Like, you want to do something, you want to make the money, you want to build wealth because it look cool, but you're not serious because you know what I got, and I got something for you. The Blueprint for Investing, Volume 1, created by me, Aaliyah Duah. It gives you a step-by-step guide on how to get started investing in the stock market. See, if you want to really build wealth, you got to put your money into things that's going to work for you, right? Because the job money cool, but you want to make the money work too, right? So it's going to give you a step-by-step guide, investing tools, the apps to use, everything. And the best part is, I know you don't like to read, so I only made it 28 pages. That's it, right? 28 pages, and you getting yourself some wealth of knowledge. So make sure y'all tune in, get your copy today, and go to financialrevolutionn.com. Let's get it, y'all. Back to the episode. So what are some AI platforms you're using in your business?
ManyChat. I mean, I don't know if you really call that, AI, but I mean, I have, ManyChat set up to where literally as soon as somebody comes in, they actually send me a message, right? It gives them a personalized voice message that I already pre-recorded, right? I already pre-recorded the message, and it's going to pretty much say, hey, thank you for following me. I want to be able to bring some value to you, in 2024, just kind of like ask them a little bit of questions, stuff like that. And it's pretty much comes out, and it's going to look as if like it's authentic for me. Still, talking to them, like that's just to get them to conversate back, because most people are not doing it. They just sending people to a landing page and they never even see who the person is. So let's get them to communicate. And then after that, I reach out to them. So I use ManyChat. I don't use like ChatGPT as much, is rare. If I want to just make something sound a little bit better. But, a lot of times, like I said, if people they have platforms, what's it called? 11 Labs, where you can clone your voice. What's this other one? I think they got another one. I think it's called like Air AI or something like that. There's a lot of different things out there, but I don't use a lot besides just, like I said, like ManyChat, Go High Level, where it sends out automations, but then there's stuff out there literally like I could be talking right here. It could clone. I could have a software to clone my voice. I could have an AI avatar that's like moving around, and I can really make a whole course if I wanted to.
Wow, that's crazy. I know a lot of people, like a lot of my viewers are doing like a lot of the common businesses. So that would be like hair, nails, barbering, selling merch, things like that. Maybe they have their own credit repair business, stuff like that. What are some of the ways they can double their income without having to physically do the work? Because what I'm realizing, and even with myself, what I'm realizing is a lot of my money comes from the work that I do, right? So that's me going into schools. So it's still like I'm trading my time for money. Yeah. Right. So I have a book, right? But like, what are some of the ways that we can market ourselves to make money without trading our time for money? So I know we spoke about like the digital products, but like, can you give some sauce on like how we can actually be profitable in that part of the business? Like, what's some things we should put in place? Basically,
I mean, one of the first things you really have to do before anything's going to be successful is you got to be able to do like analytics, right? You got to know how your business is actually running. So you know where the loopholes are, where you can actually fix it. All right. So for instance, if you have that landing page, right? If you know that you have 100 people go to your website, right? And then they get to the next page and now it's only 10 people left. You got to figure out, okay, wait a minute. Why is it only 10 people that's see my next page? Is my landing page not good enough, right? Or if you get 100 people there, next people, and then you get 50 people to the next page, but nobody's buying. Now maybe your offer is bad. So that's the first thing. You got to figure out where your loopholes are, because to make more money without doing no extra work, you just got to really, like I said, fix the loopholes. Is either one, drive more people to your business, right? Like I said, it's like you got a clothing store, right? You can have the best products in the world, but if don't nobody know about it, right? How you gonna make some money, right? So if you got a clothing store and only 10 people see it, you might only get one sale. But if you can bring 100 people into it, you might get 10 sales. So find a way to make it more attractive, right? Maybe offer, like 7-Eleven does like free Slurpee day, you know what I'm saying? On that specific day. There's going to be a whole lot of people that come into that, right? They're going to look forward to it and they realize, oh, wait a minute, they sell hot dogs. People that don't even know about it. We already spoke about, leveraging like, virtual assistants, you know what I'm saying? I'm about to tell y'all one that's really going to be a big bar, right? And most people don't even know about this. This is what I call the middleman strategy. All right. So say, for instance, you want to say you decide you want to build websites for somebody, right?
Yeah.
You don't even physically have to even know how to even build a website, right? You just know that I want to do this because I can charge people $1,000, right? Charge people $1,000. You can go to a website like Fiverr or Upwork and they will do it for say $200, right? And
it's a fact.
Client already paid you $1,000. You giving them $200, right? They're doing the work. So therefore, even if they mess up and the client doesn't like it, they're the one doing all the revisions, right? So say you did, it took them 2 days to do the website. You made $800 and all you did was basically send a text or an email with what they want, the colors, and you don't even know what a funnel is. You don't even know what none of this stuff is. And you say you did that on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Monday, Wednesday, Friday. What's that? $2,400, 8, 16, 24, $24 in a week, right? 2 weeks, that's $4,800. That's what, $9,600 in a month, basically $10,000 a month.
Wow.
And that's leveraging other people. And the other thing you can also do too, lower your advertisement costs, right? If you're doing paid traffic, leverage doing organic traffic. Take things, you're on a podcast, put your content out, leverage other people's audiences, right? Yeah, you bring people in through paid traffic and then use your organic traffic to nurture them, right? That don't cost you no additional money. Just post. All you gotta do is push the post button.
That's a fact. I definitely agree with the middleman strategy. That's what I've been getting into. Like, I just ran a play where I charged somebody about like $5,000 to do something, but it cost me $2,000 to get done.
Yeah.
And I was just the middleman in between. And I got that check in between. Yeah. Yeah. So I'm gonna start doing that. But then sometimes I feel a little bad because I'm like, dang, should I just tell them they can get it for cheaper?
No. This is what happens every single day. Listen, you know what I came with this idea? So when I was selling my last house, right? I had a dog, right? My dog scratched up the floors. I had a pit bull, right? So before I sold the house, I wanted to make the floors look a little bit better, but I didn't want to get all new floors. So I hired this person to come out there and basically resurface the floor, but he's kind of like shaved off, the hardwood floors and repainted, right? So the guy came up to the house and he was like, okay, yeah, I can go and get this done. It's going to cost, let's say $3,000. So I'm like, okay, cool. Paid the man $3,000. I'm thinking he's going to be back. He said, all right, we're going to see you tomorrow. I'm thinking I'm going to see him. Nope. Come back with a whole bunch of Spanish guys, you know what I'm saying? They doing a job, and I guarantee you they did that job for probably like $500.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? And it's just, like I said, it just makes sense. And then this other guy, he was telling me that he does the same thing, but he does it in roofing. He'll go out there, he'll measure up a customer's roof, and he might say, hey, it's going to cost you $10,000. Now they're going out there and they're bidding on people's jobs and say, hey, I have this job right here. Who wants it? Do y'all want it? Who wants it? We're going to take the job. And if they don't have no work. And okay, we'll take it for $2,000. They charge the client $10,000. They done made like all this money. So I was like, why not leverage this? But I figured out how to bring that into the physical world, like you got to physically be there, into the digital product world.
Yeah.
And it's the same way. And me, honestly, I got my VAs. I have VAs that I only pay $400 a month for, but other clients come to me and they want VAs in their business. I charge them $800, so I'm making $400.
Do ads really help make money?
That's the fastest way to grow. I run the ads. Listen.
But grow following, or like, because I feel like there's a difference between growing following and money actually coming into the account. Like, how do you convert your ads into cash?
Listen, I'm living proof of it. I run follower ads as well. I run follower ads to gain me anywhere between 250 to 300 followers per day, right? I use my VAs. My VAs will go in there, message everybody, say, hello, how you doing? Thank you for following, right? They're going to feel all welcome, be like, hey, hey, this person actually reaching out, right? So they're going to continue to watch you. They're going to watch your content, right? Again, you can't think of running ads. When you run an ad to somebody, that don't mean they're going to buy that same day. But ads is bringing people into your ecosystem that would have never known about it. And they might even tell somebody else about it. So no, ads, like in 2021, I spent over $220 something thousand in ads. And all you got to do.
And how much you made from that?
That year I made 600 something thousand. So the profit might have been, whatever that is, with 300, 400,000.
I guess my question is, at what at what level do you know that you're ready to do that? Because I feel like right now I got about like, 4,100 followers, right? I feel like there was a time when I really was inconsistent with my content, so I feel like that kind of messed me up. But I know that like my content is good because I'll have people with a lot of following put my stuff on their page or they'll repost it, and I'll get all these likes and shares and comments and stuff like that. So I know the content is good. I just need to get more people watching it. I'm stuck in between like, dang, like, should I run ads or should I just try to grow organically, right? Because I don't want it to become where now I just have a whole bunch of bots or I just have these random people that I'm not really engaged with. So what do you think?
Like when we get off this, I'm gonna show you my backstory too on my phone so you can see how it works, right? So the difference between like organic and paid, right? Just to kind of like break it down, right? So, with paid traffic, it's going to be more directed traffic, right? You're running ads to a specific set of audience. Like say, for instance, like just say with me, right? I'm running ads. It's going to attract and it's going to appeal to people that need a credit fix or need to get business funding, right? When you're running organic, right? It's going to go to it can be anybody. So you might get, say, for instance, let's just say you get a video and just say easy numbers. You get 10,000 views, right? That 10,000 views might only make you, maybe $500, maybe $500 to $1,000, depends on what it is, because it's going to get to a lot of people that don't have no interest in your product. They may have just I don't know, like the way you look or something like that, right? Versus when you're running a paid ad, it might only get to say 2,000 people, but now you got 5 people that might purchase your product. That's realistically how it is, but it's more of a targeted audience. You know what I'm saying? Like there's videos that I watch. I'm gonna give you a perfect example. A lot of people may know him. Like the dude, like, okay, let's go on YouTube. There's a guy named Whistling Diesel. You know who Whistling Diesel is?
No, he's not.
Some crazy, who he is?
Whistling
dude
Diesel?
named Whistling Diesel. He was made these crazy videos of him like destroying cars and just the craziest stuff, right? I watch it because it's just entertaining, but I don't have nothing that I'm ever going to buy from him. I'm like this. He don't have nothing for me to, to sell, but he's getting millions of views, but he's getting millions of views because people are just watching that content versus if somebody's running an ad, I'm clicking on the ad, you know what I'm saying? It's different. But what was your main question though?
My main question is like, how do I know when it's time to start running ads or just keep building my organic following, right? Because like I was saying, like right now I'm at 4,100 and I know my content is good. I know the things I talk about is good. I just have to get it in front of more people. Yeah. So my method right now has been like going to more events, right? Okay. And I meet people and things like that and building my following that way. And also through the podcast, stuff like that. But now it's like, should I run ads? Like I have a video that just hit like 30K views. So I'm like, dang, should I run ads on that to boost it and get more people to see it? Or should I just let it grow organically? Like,
so I mean, this organic is just going to take a long time, right? It's going to take it's going to take years. I started straight up from paid traffic, and I grew my business real quick. 1 year, I went 1 year straight. Actually, I did it in 2022 to 2023, September 2022 to September 1 year straight from September to September of the next year around, right? Because I wanted to see what it was like. All I did was paid traffic, and the difference is the fact that when you're doing organic, you got to post like crazy. You got to post 3 times a day. You got to make sure that it's good. You got to have a call to action. You got to do save and share. You got to have educational content. So organic marketing is more like you got to put out so much game, which is good. People want to, hear it, but you can't really go in there and say, hey, buy my product, buy my product, buy my product. Where paid, you can say, here's a problem that I can actually solve for you. So it's going to take a long time. When it's paid, like, okay, organic, you got to make a good video. Algorithm, especially right now, is always changing, right?
That's a fact.
You getting 30,000 views on it, I guarantee you 2 years ago, you could have probably got that same video that did good would have got like 120K views. I've seen that personally, like even last year, and the content don't change. You can actually get better. It's just, when you running paid traffic, you can predict that, you know, you spend $100, 50 people are going to send you messages, or 20 people are going to send you a message. Where you're doing an organic, you might have to post 50 videos. You know what I'm saying?
I'm buying it. I'm doing it.
I'm about to show you. I'm gonna show you.
I'm doing it.
I'm gonna make you a believer.
I've done it before, and it definitely drew traffic to my page. Now, my question is, how do you know what videos are good to put the ads on, right?
Yeah.
So it's a lot of people like, so if I just did a hairstyle, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or I just did a class, or I just posted a motivational video and I feel like it's good. Should I just run an ad on that? Like, how often should I run ads? Should I have ads on a couple of videos? Like, what's the how to do that? Like,
so you definitely want to do testing, right? You can even test it if you don't want to like really risk wasting money, right? You can test it organically. So take that video, post it, you know, post the second video, post a third video, see which one does good, right? Then what you can also do, that them same videos, you can do the same exact videos, but do a different hook. A hook is everything. The first three to 5 seconds is what's going to get their attention, right? So test different hooks. If you see one that gets a lot of people, that's what you want. If you see one that gets you a lot of comments, those is what you're going to want to, you want to have that curiosity, and you want people to think that, or know that this is going to be the solution to their problem, right? But the same thing when you run ads, like you might run an ad and it might not do good, but you're going to see that it's not doing good because it's costing you a lot of money per click, and it's going to have like an ad. It's going to call what they call like an ads relevant score. So I mean, you know, you want to have 4 or 5 different ads. Whatever ad is not doing good, you just turn it off, and then you just keep on trying. And there's a such thing as ad fatigue. You got to continuously change the content, because once somebody sees your video, you know, 3 or 4 times, when they see it again, I mean, you probably see it now when you see some a reel on Instagram, but you've already seen a video, you skip it. I already seen it. I already know what's gonna happen. You're gonna skip it. You skip it again. Same thing with, like I said, the paid traffic. They see your ad over and over. They're skipping it, and it's looking like it's not a good ad. So now that means you got to change it up. It can be about the same stuff, but now you're doing a different angle. Now you might do a backflip into the intro. Now you might be jumping out of a swimming pool. Like, people want to be entertained, you know. Yeah. So it's all about testing, like A/B testing.
That makes a lot of sense. Yeah, I'm gonna do it. It was
like, what is it pertaining?
It was a follow up to.
I know it's hard to say, because I know, like, when I used to lose something, right? Like back when I was growing up, my mom, I would be like, you know, I can't find this, and my mom would say, "Well, where'd you leave it at?" If I knew where I left it, then it wouldn't be lost. You know what I'm saying?
It was a follow up to something that you said, but I was waiting for you.
Like the ad fatigue or the testing.
The ad fatigue. How do you know? Do you ever realize, or that when you do run ads, now the content that you decide not to run ads on, does that not get the same type of love? You know, does that like dry up your page, where it's like, all right, it's only ad driven content that's really moving up? Hold
on, reiterate that again. Run that back again. Because I thought you was about to say something different, but then it switched it up. Because I had like an answer to the question I thought you was about to say.
Basically, I'm asking is, like, when you run ads on content, especially if you're doing like a lot of different content that you're running ads on, the content that you decide to just post regularly, no ad, no nothing, do you realize that is not getting traffic?
No, not necessarily. Typically, the one that does really good organically, right? That's what you mean? Like the one that you don't really run ads on, those typically do good. But the difference is, well, I mean, yes and no, because it's about targeting. Because again, like, you could post a video doing something crazy and stupid, right? That might go viral, you know what I'm saying? Get 8 million views, you know? But that's not going to be a good ad, because just because you get a lot of eyeballs on it don't mean it's going to make you money. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, I'm trying to think of a good example. Like, it's views is not everything. Views kind of like tells part of the story, but you got to be able to resonate with the audience, right? You know, even like when people are buying products, most time they got to buy into you first before they buy into like what you have to actually sell. You know what I'm saying? People do credit repair. You know what I'm saying? But if I ain't have a face, if people didn't see me like here talking and knowing what it is, they're not going to, you know, be able to feel no trust. You know what I'm saying? So it's not always, it's just like the messaging. That's the term for it. Messaging. You know what I'm saying? You want to call out your audience. So if you're trying to, Like if you want to, like you, if like what's what's your like what's the audience you're trying to like advertise to?
16 to 25.
16 to 25. Okay, cool. So most importantly, you want to be able to like relate to them, right? 16 to 25. You're not going to be talking about, hey, you're not going to be talking about stuff about retirement. You want to kind of do things that's relating to them. Like what do they like? So they actually watch it. You know what I'm saying? You want to use those ad platforms. TikTok is going to be good because a lot of younger folks are on TikTok, right? Using Facebook is not going to be good because typically when people go on Facebook, they're in their 30s and 40 and up. You know what I'm saying? They post them grandma pictures, with them. Like, you know what I'm saying? You see them crazy pictures, they like...
Yeah, mad close to the...
mad close. And you're just like, what the hell? Like they, and at the same time too, like running the platforms like that, like it might be cheaper. Like running the Facebook ads is actually cheaper, but it's not as converting. I haven't experimented with that one yet, but they say that that's good because with YouTube, people are actually searching it up. Like, let's go back, let's just say credit. If people want to know how to get $150,000 in business funding, they're going to go on YouTube. How do I get $150,000 in credit? They're not going on Instagram, typing it in. They're not searching it. They just so happen to see it. Or TikTok. Yeah. That's all. They just happen to see it because they're scrolling through and they're like, Do you need your credit fixed, but you're watching scrolling on Instagram? Huh? Are you going to script? You got to find a way. That's why you like with Instagram, you got to be quick with the stuff. Yeah. YouTube, you can put more like long form content because people are going to watch it. They're going on it because they want the tutorial. They want to know how to change the brakes on their car. They're not going to go on Instagram how to change the brakes on the car.
That's a fact.
It just depends.
Yeah, that's definitely a fact. Yeah. So I'm gonna get into more ads. Like I played around with it. I've seen that like, okay, it could work. It's cool. But I definitely want to start investing some actual legit like money into it and see how it grows my account. But I just want organic, people. I want organic relationships. And I know like I'm not gonna have a relationship with every single follower I have, but I don't want it to be like I don't want it to be like I have 100,000 followers, but I'm getting 100 views. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I feel like I that was my fear. Like I feel like, dang, if I start doing ads, my views and my followers not going to correlate, and I'm gonna start losing, my audience.
Nah, the best. I'm telling you, I don't care what. Listen, ads is the way to go. Okay, because here's the thing: if I spend $30,000 a month, right? Even if I don't do that good, if I spend $30,000 a month, okay, I'm just gonna throw you my formula from 2021. All right, I was spending $1,000 a day. All right, I spent $1,000 a day, and what $1,000 a day got me was about 50 people that was sending me DMs. Right, I was running IG DM ads. It was about $20 every time somebody sends me a message, which is expensive. It all depends on what industry that you're in. If you're in like say credit repair, it's expensive, right? So if I get 50 DMs, the idea behind it is I spend $1,000, I get 50 DMs. All I gotta do is basically book out of those 50 people, try to get, 20 people to book a call or 18 people to book a call. Out of the 18 people, if I'm charging $1,000 for my service, if I charge $1,000, if I get just 2 people, that's $2,000 that I'd have made that day. That's $1,000 profit. So I made $1,000. So I spent $1,000 to make $2,000 to profit $1,000. Now, say for instance, if I say, you know what, I don't want to spend $1,000, right? Let's just say I said I can't afford $1,000. If I only spent $500, now as opposed to me getting 50 leads, I would have only gotten 25 leads, which now means instead of me booking 18 calls, I would only book 9 calls. Out of the 9 calls, I might have only closed on one person. If I only closed on one person, I spent $500 to make $1,000, but I only made a $500 profit. So now I made $500 a day. So would you rather make $500 a day or $1,000 a day?
$1,000 a day.
You know what I'm saying? So, when you spend more money, you make that money faster. And I realized that one day when I was washing my truck, I said, why make slow money if I can make fast money? Right. And there's actually a client, because I actually, I also teach other like credit repair business owners how to actually make money, like how to scale their business. Right. So this lady, she was like, I don't understand. Like, I can't make no money. I tried to run ads, but the ads didn't work. I said, well, you ever run ads? She was like, yeah. And I said, well, how much did you spend? She was like, yeah, well, one day I spent like $150. And I said, well, how did that work? He said, well, I spent that, but it took like 2 weeks and I only like got 6 clients off of that. I said, okay, so how much did you make off them clients? She was like $600. So you're telling me that you spent $100 and you turned $100 into $600?
That's a flip.
That's a flip. But she got discouraged because it took her 2 weeks to do it. And I said, okay, you did that in 2 weeks. You spent what, $20 a day to get to, it took you that long. But imagine if you spent that same $100 in one day, that'd have been $600. I mean, it doesn't necessarily correlate to being the same amount that same day because people don't buy the same day. You know what I'm saying? But that's what I really did with mine. Like I said, okay,
spend more money.
So
first you see that it works.
You see that it works.
So now it's just like, let me put more money into the machine so I can get more money out.
Yep. Yeah. When you first starting, you can't be crazy and just, okay, I got this ad. You don't know if it's going to work and you spend $1,000 a day. Because what if it does bad? Now you lost $1,000. Yeah. You got to know what ad you tested, but you tested with a low budget and you see, okay, this is working. The click-through rate, it's analytics on it. You got the click-through rate, like it's CTR. If you see that your click-through rate is like, say, a 2% or a 5%, that's considered good. But if you see it's like 0.5%, that means people are not clicking on your ad. If they're not clicking on your ad, it's going to be expensive. So you got to look at all that stuff. And then, but I'm just telling you, like.
So do you recommend running an ad? This is my last question about ads.
You're good. Trust me.
Do you recommend running an ad on a product or service? Or just running an ad on like your video or whatever where people could be seen, or does it depend on what you're trying to get out?
Both. So there's a such thing as like what they call like top of funnel. They got middle of funnel and then bottom of funnel, right? So like with my strategy that I use that's just very high return on ad spend is I run ads to top of funnel. I run ads to get traffic, which is basically I'm running ads to gain followers, right? I run an ad that's going to resonate with them. They're going to be like, oh, wow, that's cool. That's great. Okay, I want to go follow this person, right? I'm not necessarily saying, hey, buy my product for $1,000, right? So you get followers. They're legit followers. You know what I'm saying? If you pay, you don't want to pay follower. Like, people sell like buy some fake followers. That's not going to do you no good. That's going to be worse because now the algorithm's going to be messed up, right? So you get what was I about to say? Yeah, you want to run ads to get traffic so that people can watch you. Now think about it like this. You saying you want more people to see your stuff, right? Imagine you posting the same good content, right? But if you only got the same 50 people that's watching it, it's not going to really help you, right? But imagine if you ran an ad to now you got 1,000 new people that's watching you. They also are able to see this new content. So now you can nurture them with your content that's organic, but now you got more traffic, right? Yeah. So you run that, they see your stuff, they gain trust. You're not trying to sell them, you know what I'm saying? And then you run retargeting ads that's going to be more direct, like maybe later on, you might run another one that's kind of like giving them some more information. The next one that says, listen, if you are ready to take action and you're tired of being, a bum on the couch or whatever in the basement, listen, DM me ready right now, but only if you're serious. Now they're like, you know what? I'm done. I'm ready. I want to make this change. They hit you up and now you got to sell. You tell them about your product. You over deliver on it, and make it offer so irresistible that they can't turn it down. Because look, think about it like this. Let's just think about relationships, right? When you meet somebody, a guy, a girl, you know what I'm saying? You can't walk up to somebody and listen. You can't walk up to. I guess I can say this, right? You can't just walk up to somebody. I can't walk up to a girl and say, "Hey, you look good. Can I take you home tonight?" Right? They're gonna look at I might get smacked. Like, get out of my like. What are you doing? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And vice versa. You know what I mean? Women might be able to get away with it more. You know what I'm saying? Some guys will be like, okay, cool. But it's the same way. We can't just be direct and come to somebody and you don't know who I am and say, hey, buy my stuff, buy my services. Talk to them, gain that trust, then go in, and that way you make it easy. You know what I'm saying? Me, when I get on the phone with somebody, I don't sell them. They're basically begging me to help them. That's how you want to do it.
So is that reverse psychology? So, all right, last question because we got to close out. I try to keep the episodes under an hour and 30 because sometimes they get long. Yeah. But what are some of the tricks and tips to running a really good ad or having a really strong closeout to persuade your buyer without making them feel like you're trying to get them to buy your product?
Client testimonials. So, again, you got to hit them with all different kinds of different kind of content. You want to give them with game. First thing is going to be like awareness, because sometimes people can have a problem, but they don't even realize it's a problem. Give you a perfect example. I never even knew that people, when they're driving at night and they see like traffic lights, you ever seen where they said people with like astigmatism, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then they see like lines or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I never knew that was a thing. Now, I mean, I don't have that problem, but I'm just saying, if I was that person and I had that problem, and the next thing saying, hey, do you have this problem? Are you doing that? First step is awareness. Now they're like, oh, I got this problem. What? Okay, cool. Now it's more or less you going into the next step where you're kind of like educating them, right, on why this is a problem and how they can fix. And then the next step is going to be like, here's a solution to the problem if you want to fix this problem. So it's like a 3-step process. You know what I'm saying? You can't just jump into them and say, hey, this is how to fix your astigmatism. They don't even know you even have it. So you got to give them awareness. What was the other part of your question?
And no, just like some tips and tricks.
Tips and tricks.
Good ad.
Yeah. I mean, really, like I said, just product testing, see what works, see what hooks. Yeah, just try to, like I said, implement all angles of it. Like I said, first time around, like when I run ads, I run into people, get the followers. And then the next thing, I'm running into my DMs so they can send me a message. Because some people get a direct messaging. Some people, you got to hit them up and make them feel comfortable. And after that, I run ads directly to my actual website. So, if they didn't DM me, okay, cool. Now I'm going to send you straight to my page. I'm going to give you a free product. If they don't buy it off that free product, now I'm going to take you directly the fourth time around, I'm going to take you directly to my booking page. Because now maybe you want to talk to somebody on the phone. Don't just try one approach. Try like all different ways, let them come to you personally by yourself. Just all angles.
That's a fact. Well, I appreciate you for coming on the Young and Dumb Show. You definitely gave us some game. About to go run these ads, and I'm gonna tag you.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm gonna show you and be like, all right, this is my ads is doing. Let you know. So I hope everybody got some game. Any last thing you want to say to people? We do have a last segment, right? Okay. This is called the Talk It Is segment, right? So you said it earlier, but what is one thing you're really passionate about? What am I passionate about? Yeah. Digital products? Is that what I'm talking about? Well, you said earlier what you was passionate about, but if there's anything else you could share, but that's just the question. Oh, I mean, like what I'm really, really honestly passionate about is basically helping other people really make money. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Like I was doing, like I said, credit. Like when I first started off, credit was like, okay, this is just a job, not like a job, but hey, I'm just doing it to make money. But it was like me making the money, like just making the money was like, it's cool. It's one thing, it's temporary satisfaction. And then people would kind of be like, well, I got my credit fixed. What's next? Now it's like, damn, how can I help them a little bit further? But now it's, I've been able to transition that, into actually showing them how to make money. And them coming to me like, oh my God, this is so crazy. So now my passion is basically teaching others how to make money from anywhere in the world. Hence my other business is called 6 Figure Wi-Fi. I learned how to teach people how to make money from anywhere in the world. So, I mean, that's really what my passion is just helping others, teach them about that financial literacy and how to make money in their sleep. All right. Yeah, that's a fact. And talk it ish, right? So this is a moment to talk it ish to your older self or anybody who has ever doubted you. If you want to talk to that ex-girlfriend who messed up your house, right? This is your moment to talk it ish. Well, you know what? I'm not even going to worry about her, but I will tell you this one thing. There was this ex-girl, right? And she used to sit there and just be like, you know what? She used to like look down on me. And why? Because she was in college. She was going to school to basically be a lawyer, right? Mm. And mind you, I'd already had my house, and I ain't gonna hold you. When I felt like when I had my house, like I was the ish. You know what I'm saying? Because nobody was 21 years old. I didn't even have no facial hair. All I had a little peach fuzz mustache. I had a couple of little strands, and any little hair that I had, I was showing. I was like this. You know what I'm saying? But she was like, do you have $1 million? That's exactly what she said to me. She was like, yeah, you got this, but do you have $1 million? I mean, I ain't have $1 million. But mind you, coming back to nowadays, if she sees me knowing that I'm making probably 5 times the amount of her, I don't even know if she even finished, going to that school. But anyway, listen, I don't care what you got going on. Listen, anything can change in the next 2 years. Like
me getting into this entrepreneurship journey was the best thing that's ever happened to me. You know what I'm saying? I never knew that there was so much money out there in the world. You know what I'm saying? But that's why you got to get yourself a mentor, invest into yourself. Okay. I got a tattoo right here that says no risk, no reward. If you're scared to be able to, hey, I don't want to spend no money, or, hey, I don't want to spend no money on ads because what if it don't work? But what if it do? What if it do? What if you invest $5,000 into a mentor and that it can make you $100,000 a year, additional a year? You know what I'm saying? So, if I was to take myself back, 10 more years, from now, I would have started then. If I knew the stuff I knew now, I would have started then. And by now, I don't know. I can't say a billionaire. I think it's hard being a billionaire. I ain't gonna hold you. But, multi-millionaire, I would be way further than what I am right now. So, if you have any kind of like ideas, like this is what I want to do, go ahead and do it now. You know what I'm saying? Just don't wait till later. Don't say I'm gonna wait till I save some money. That money's never gonna come. You just got to take action, take your risk.
That's a fact. All right. And now the last question is, what is your favorite lyric that when it comes to like money or business? Like that song that kind of gets you in your bag.
That's a tough one. I don't know. I can't really think of one offhand because the first thing I was getting ready to say was, like I said, no risk, no reward. Back in the day, like one of my favorite rappers, he was Lil Wayne, but he kind of like fell off a little bit now. I don't know. It's so much. I ain't really been into it. I wish I could answer that question right now.
You good. You're all good. So we're gonna go with no risk, no reward.
No risk, no reward. This is what changed my whole life. Like no risk, no reward. Before I didn't have business credit at the time. I used my own $1,000 to basically invest into my business, and I use that to run ads, and that's basically what changed the game. Honestly, that's the honestly thing that changed my game, because I was like, I'm just gonna take the risk. Wow. I didn't know if it was gonna work or not.
So you took that risk and up from there.
And it ended up being a reward.
Up from there. Well, I appreciate you for coming on the show. Where can the people find you? So
yeah, if you want to find me, you can follow me on Instagram. It's at J_the CEO. You can also send me a text to text the word credit to 202-900-2927. I'm also on YouTube at J_the CEO. Facebook is Six Figure Funding. All right. And if you want to, learn a little bit more about this digital products, you want to learn about business credit, you want to learn about personal credit, you want to know how to make money in your sleep, pretty much all that, you can go to www.sixfigure, so the number 6FIGUR funding.com. Right. And, that's how you're going to get me in. You're going to see a funnel. We was talking about funnels earlier. That's how you get to me. And, like I said, it's always going to be up from there, but you got to be able to invest in yourself. All right.
That's a fact. All right. Appreciate you. Make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe. See y'all next week. Let's get it, y'all.
All right. Peace.